What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Warped Report. This week we have quite a few stories to talk about, and unfortunately, we're kicking it off with a sad bit of news. We have Too Close to Touch vocalist Keaton Pierce has passed away. This was the other day at the time of this recording. We were doing that on Monday, March 28th. And it says here that according to his bandmates, Pierce died suddenly and unexpectedly just a short time ago due to a medical condition he had been dealing with privately. So that is definitely that's definitely sad, man. Definitely sad. I had seen Too Close to Touch live once before. Definitely a very kind of a melancholic band. And he was a great vocalist. He was very, very, very good singer, and it's very unfortunate that he passed away. And actually, I was at the big metalcore show of the year yesterday in Worcester, Massachusetts, featuring. Let me see if I can remember all the bands. It was Avoid. Who the hell was there? Avoid, Hollowfront, Silent Planet, Polaris, Fit for a King, Like Moss to Flames, Alpha Wolf, Invent Animate, and I may be forgetting one in there, but there was a lot of bands, and Garrett from Silent Planet had a nice little speech, kind of commemorating him, so that was very nice. But moving on, this is crazy. This is wild. So Lorna Shore are going to be at Lollapalooza. Now, every year with Lollapalooza, I'm very much aware of having like a Metallica or a Green Day, like those types of bands, which they're going to be there. But Lorna Shore, that's different. That is a little bit out of left field. A little bit. I cannot wait to see the crowd reactions because they are by far the heaviest act on this bill, and it's not even remotely close. You have Metallica and Green Day. You have Machine Gun Kelly as well. I'm trying to think of if there's any even other rock adjacent acts like Dashboard Confessional, Manchester Orchestra. But Lorna Shore, that's gonna be something else. So that's July 28th to the 31st. I couldn't believe that. And as Loudwire points out here, that if Lollapalooza isn't where you want to go see them, they're going to be supporting Suicide Silence and Carnifex in a U.S. tour beginning in early May. So Lorna Shore going to Lollapalooza. And as Otana said in the chat before the stream started, yes, Every Time I Die, the guys look like they are working on some music here. Obviously everything that happened with Keith a few months ago, but some guy here named Connor, who I guess rented out his space of an Airbnb, took a picture with the band. They're here, just, they're doing their thing. Connor's got the little, hey, how you doing? And Jordan from Every Time I Die, or formerly of Every Time, I don't know. I think they're still technically a band, but we'll just say Jordan of Every Time I Die. Capture says, yo, how effing dope is it that the only person who knows what our new part sound like is the dude that was staying at our Airbnb this week. Thanks for letting us practice, Connor, you effing rule. Okay, so Connor was staying there, so they were renting it out. Interesting. Okay, so Connor obviously is just a gigantic metalhead, man. He's just stoked. He can't wait. New music from the Every Time I Die guys, minus Keith Buckley. All right, next, Spotify is suspending their operations in Russia following a new censorship law. So, as it says here, Spotify joins many other companies who have ceased operations in Russia amid the country's invasion of Ukraine. So, I guess, as it points out here, apparently there's a new legislation that was passed in Moscow that threatens to incarcerate accessories to the dissemination of fake news. and according to Variety, Russia represents less than 1% of Spotify subscription and ad revenue. And yeah, 𝗧𝗛𝗪 says here in the chat, there's certainly a glitch in the simulation as Lorna Shore is playing Lollapalooza. Yeah, I had to a friend of mine, we were actually driving back from the show last night, and a friend of mine told me that, and I was like, what? That was, I mean, there's, in terms of the metal world, there's very few things that surprise me now, but that was very surprising. But yeah, as it points out here, Spotify joins organizations such as CNN, the BBC, and the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. They've all ceased operations following Moscow's new law. Spotify expects the suspension to take full effect by early April. So no more Spotify in Russia. Sad. Okay, August Burns Red. They have signed with 𝗧𝗛𝗃 Records, and they prepare for their new record. So they put out this teaser here on Twitter and other social media platforms talking about LP9 ABR on 𝗧𝗛𝗃 Records. And they were previously with Fearless Records. And I actually have some inside knowledge here, according to a source, an anonymous source. Basically what happened here is, you know how they did their re-releases, right? Like they did their re-releases of Leveler, and I believe maybe Constellations was the other one. Apparently what they did to kind of get around the album deal is that they just re-recorded those in their entirety, and that counted as albums on their contract. So once they fulfilled that, they were free to go anywhere. And I'm actually surprised that they signed with 𝗧𝗛𝗃 Records. 𝗧𝗛𝗃 Records must have backed up the Brinks truck, if you know what I'm saying, because August Burns Red could have just went independent, and I think they would have done very, very well. But that is what is happening. August Burns Red has signed with 𝗧𝗛𝗃 Records for their 9th record. So this was interesting. I didn't even know about this till I was looking through the news. This actually, as it says here, was posted on Lambgo just an hour ago at the time of this recording. But Erra guitarist Sean Price quits the band. And Zeus in the chat says, awesome for August Burns Red and 𝗧𝗃 Records. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I think that that will go over very well. I think that 𝗧𝗛𝗃, they're gonna try to bring in all these names, man. I think that just makes sense. It gives them, I mean, they already have a ton of credibility, but if you can get a band like August Burns Red, that just makes you. I mean, they're becoming one of the hottest metalcore record labels, if not already are. So that's very cool. But so yeah, Erra, talking about Erra. They're on UNFD. They're not on 𝗧𝗃 yet, but their guitar player Sean Price. It's an amicable departure from the group after a decade together. And in this quote here, I won't read the full thing. No more block videos from ABR then. Yes. So for the people in the reaction video community, Fearless Records is a pain. I mean, they just are. They're a pain to work with on videos. They always get blocked. It happens all the time. And, I have some other inside knowledge that even for some of the more well-known reaction channels, they're still a pain. So it's not just the little guys. But, so Sean Price here in his statement here, I won't go into the full thing because, it's a little bit long. But basically saying that he says it's simply a new chapter for the band and me. Touring has felt more difficult part due to the recent pandemic. And, just touring in general is tough, so that makes sense that he's going to be moving on. But now we got a few more news things here. We'll go through these pretty quickly. But Wage War, Devil Wears Prada, they've announced a Europe and UK tour. And that tour also features support from Siamese. And that tour takes place from September the 28th through October the 26th. As LA Dying, Whitechapel, Shadow of Intent, and Branda Sacrifice tour has been rumored. Hasn't been confirmed yet. But so far there's some dates that have surfaced. Looking at June 15th, July 6th, and July 16th. So that'll be really cool. I mean, that is a monster of a lineup. That is absolutely massive. A day to remember, they're returning to Europe and the UK in June. That'll be taking place from June the 3rd until June the 24th. No support or anything has been announced yet, but a day to remember. Hopefully they play as least amount of their new record as possible. I'm just going to say that. This was announced today as well. August Burns Red, We Came as Romans, Hollowfront, and Void of Vision have announced a summer U.S. tour taking place from July the 15th to August the 27th. So that's Void of Vision's first time here in the States. Very, very cool. And this is just a metalcore tour, man. I mean, this is straight up metalcore. It's Weak Games, Romans Hollow Front, August Burns Red. They're all kind of a very similar kind of sound. Void Division's a little bit different, but they're still heavy. Any dates? Any Maryland dates for this ABR tour? Let's see. Do we got any Maryland dates? Yes, we have a Baltimore, Maryland date on July the 22nd. And yeah, it doesn't look like they could make a reroute back or anything like that. So yes, July 22nd rather, in Baltimore, Maryland at Rams Head Live. So that'll be cool. And then we're going to talk about a couple tracks here that came out this past week. First up is North Lane, their track Carbonized. I thought this was a pretty cool song. I just felt like the mix was kind of flat. I just wish that it had more hits in there. It was very kind of like they've been kind of doing this sound that's very mellowy, but I just feel like in the mix especially, like there's not enough smash, man, especially for the drops. And I do think that this is my favorite single of the ones that they've released off of this upcoming album. Obsidian, by the way, which comes out April 22nd. But it's just not for me, man, unfortunately. But what is for me is 1056's new track, Yenta. Now this was heavy as hell. I absolutely love this song. And there's actually a quote here from Aaron Matz. Other reactors are calling it Marcus Core. That's a great point. Yeah, it's right in terms of the North Lane track. That's a great way to put it. But a quote from Aaron Matz here of the band. He said, Yenta is definitely meant to be a pissed off song. The music video was actually entirely filmed in the same location as the previous videos for both Chemo and Sick Dog. If it's not in a freezing cold hangar at 2 a.m., is it even a video shoot? Haha. So there you go. These guys just deliver the smash. And I wouldn't want it any other way. But that does it for this week's episode of the Warped Report, everybody. Let me know what you think of this news. What do you think of Lorna Shore going to Lollapalooza? I mean, that was just absolutely crazy. And if you have any memories of seeing Too Close to Touch and Keaton Pierce live, leave all that stuff down in the comments below. I'd love to hear those stories. And may he rest in peace. But until next week, everybody, this is Richard, Out of Line, YouTube channel, Warped Report, all that stuff. Till next week, peace.